Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. My name is Micah, and this is my story time on when I found out I was pregnant at 17. So, let's get into it. So, I want to say around 2018 in about June, because that's when I just graduated. I had like the worst cramps of my life. It was so bad. Like, I was questioning, like, what the heck is going on? Like, I mean, look at my calendar. So I looked at my calendar and I was like, okay. On the calendar, it says that I am not supposed to come on until like 3.5, 4 weeks. So I was like, why am I like literally bent over crying? I was on the phone with my sister. I'll never forget. I was bent over crying on my bed, like crying. So after that, I looked at the calendar and I was like, okay, that's weird. I didn't think too much of it. At the time, I was working at Giant, and fast forward, I went to work and I had this crazy dizzy spell. I think it was the same day. Same day, I went to work and I had this crazy dizzy spell. I was standing in the aisle. I don't know if you ever worked at a grocery store or stuff like that. Well, usually if you don't have anybody in your aisle, they ask you to like put stuff back where they belong. If candy is out of order, stuff like that. So that's what I was doing. I was talking to my coworkers. And so I was open, nobody was in my line, and somebody came and he was like, "Can you ring me up?" I was like, "Yes." So I'm walking back around to my register, and I'm literally about to pass out. So bad to the point where the man was like, "Are you okay, ma'am? Are you okay? Are you all right?" I was like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. What is going on? So embarrassing. So again, I'm not thinking much of it. You know, I'm thinking maybe it's stress because at the time I was looking into colleges. I was applying to colleges. I took my SATs and stuff like that. I got accepted into a few, and I was like, maybe it's just stress. Maybe I'm scared to, move on or whatever. And so again, I ain't think much of it. I got on the phone with my best friend later that day, and I got home. I was like, girl, like I had the craziest day. Told her about the cramps, told her about the lightheadedness, like dizziness. And she was like, "You sure you ain't pregnant?" But in a joking way. Like, she was playing, but she was low-key serious. And I was like, girl, no, I am not pregnant. Don't even wish that on me. Like, don't play. Don't play with me. Talk about something pregnant. Don't do that. Don't do that. So, I was like, okay, young, this is too much. This is too much. I go to bed, and I have this wild dream. This is all in the same day. I had this wild dream that I was in a hospital and I was walking through labor and delivery, and it was this pink balloon that said it's a girl. You know, dreams, once they start to fade off, you kind of forget details. So I don't remember everything that happened in that dream, but I do remember specifically seeing that pink balloon saying it's a girl. I was like, oh no, oh no, oh no. I think it's maybe because we talked about that situation. We talked about maybe being pregnant like right before I went to bed. So I'm like, maybe it was ringing in my mind and I'm just, just over exaggerating. And I don't know, y'all. So I'm like, okay, go to work the next day. I come home. And it's like all of a sudden smells start to piss me off. I'm so irritated. I'm like, what is going on with me right now? Like, I don't understand. Smells start to kick in some kind of terrible. I never forget, it was the 4th of July. I was at a cookout with my family, and usually Micah loves to eat. If Micah turned down food, something is wrong. Because I had put so much food on my plate. Like, I was so hungry. And then when I sat down, I took like one bite and I was just nauseous. couldn't stomach it. Not to mention I had to go to work again that day, because I'm telling y'all, if you work in retail, they be capturing your hours. Like, they be capturing your hours for real. And they be making you come in all types of day, all types of hours. And so I'm like, something is really off. I started to realize, like, okay, something's really off. It's been a couple weeks. Smells starting to irritate me. I'm nauseous. I can't really eat nothing, can't hold nothing down. But I kept it pushing. So I want to say it was, I think the following Friday. I think my mom was off that day. I don't know if she took off or it was a holiday or something like that. But I was like, okay. I was talking to my best friend, and she was like, you might want to take a test. Shark Week never came, aka period never came. It's been like a month. I was like, oh no. I was like, oh no, this cannot be happening to me. This cannot be happening to me. So I said, before I freak out, I need to buy a test. So this was a day my mother was off, y'all. This was a whole extreme sport, okay? When my mother see this, she gonna be like, you a sneaky somebody. Like, you a sneaky child. I swear she see this, she gonna be like, you're sneaky for this. We go into Target. We're all laughing, giggling, ha ha ha. But I still in the back of my mind say, shorty, you need to buy a pregnancy test and stop playing. So I buy some things, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I need to find a way to sneak away from her. Like, I didn't have to stay with her, but, you know, we was together. So I was like, I'm not going to just leave her like that. So I need to find an excuse. So at this particular Target, they had the pregnancy test right next to the cash registers. So on our way back, the lines were hella long. Like, the lines were so long. And I was like, Mark, can you hold my spot in line? I'll come with you. I got to get something from the makeup aisle. The makeup aisle was right in front of the feminine products. So right next, and right over it, it was like the pregnancy test. And I'm sitting here and I'm looking. And I'm like, oh my God. I said it out loud. People was looking at me, like, laughing. And some lady smiled. And she was like, it's okay. Like, girl, handle your business. Like, oh my God. This cannot get any worse. I'm looking at all the pregnancy tests, and I'm like, I don't know which one to get. Like, I'm just grabbing whatever. So I end up getting the first response triple check. My mother is, I think, maybe second or third in line. I'll run past her. I'll run past her and go straight to the self-checkout line. And I lie to y'all not. It was nothing but God, because I got there and it was long and I was getting nervous. Like, I was trying to look at all the cash registers, see what was open. I think the guy at the self-checkout line was looking at me crazy. Like, he probably thought she on drugs or something. What's going on with her? Why is she looking around like that? Like, I was just like trying to see if any line was shorter, and I'm trying to figure out like what to do, because I'm scared at this point. I'm like, my mother in here. I don't need this. So okay. They finally have an open register, and I'm finally able to go ring my stuff out. That was the first thing I rung up. I rung up the pregnancy test, and I hurried up and put it in the bag. And then I rung my other stuff. I put the pregnancy test in one bag, separate from everything. I wrapped it up and put it in the middle of my other stuff. Like, I bought some drinks and some chips and stuff like that. And some, like, I think deodorant, whatever. I don't really remember. It was like 2-3 years ago. I had put all of that in the bag to cover up the pregnancy test so she wouldn't see it through the bag. That was the whole purpose of that. So I did it, and literally as I am ringing my stuff up, my mom walks beside me, and I was like, oh my God, thank you. I had already rung up the test and everything. So we got back in the car, and I'm like, I feel so accomplished, because I'm like, that was a whole extreme sport. Like, I was so stressed trying to get past my mother and get that daggone pregnancy test in the bag. And I'm still thinking in my head, and I'm low-key disappointed in myself, because I'm like, if this don't come back positive, which I have a gut feeling it will, I just graduated high school. I'm not even 18 yet. You know, I still got my whole life ahead of me. I can't deal with a child. But then I'm like, still having hope that it's going to come back negative. So we get home, and I like run to my room and shut the door. Run to my room. She had, I think she had bought Chipotle. I think we had went to Chipotle. And I was looking at it and I couldn't even eat it. I could not stomach it. Like, my stomach was turning. Like, it just felt like some stuff was just stirring up in my stomach. And if I didn't even eat it yet, my stomach was gone. So I went to the bathroom and I was like, this is a good time to take my test right before I go to work. I don't know why I thought that was a good idea, but it was. It was, but it wasn't. I had to find out sometime. So I go to the bathroom with the test. I think we had just ended up having a party at our house or something, like a get together. We had a whole bunch of plastic cups. Thank God, because I don't believe in peeing in a cup that you drink from, like a glass cup you drink from at home, like no mug or something. So I was like, okay, I'm glad we got the plastic cups. I took the plastic cup and I went in the bathroom. Put some in there, let the rest of it flow out. And the first test, I used the manual one. So I took the cap off and I dipped it in the cup. I put the cap on. And if you ever taken a pregnancy test before, you know how pregnancy test works. It's like literally like your urine loads. Like you literally see your urine go across the screen. Like it kind of like tints a little bit. It has like a tint to it. Like say instead of it being pure white, it has a tint to it now because your urine is going through. I put the cap on, and before I could even clasp it together, I'm looking at the screen, and the line that indicates you're pregnant popped up immediately. It was bold too. It's right here. The line was bold. I was like, no way, nope. So I took the digital one and I put it in there, and that one took forever to load. But I covered them both. I said, maybe I looked at it wrong. And I'm sitting here pacing back and forth in the bathroom like, God, please, no. Seriously, God, please, not me. Please. Like, this is your consequence, Micah, for what you did. But I'm like, God, please, don't, please. So, apparently 5 minutes hadn't gone by yet because I looked at both of the tests and the manual one was bold. 2 bold lines. I didn't have to squint and hold it up to the light and all the other stuff people had to do to try to indicate that they're pregnant. Was there. Bright as day. Clear. Literally, as soon as I put the manual one down, I lift up the digital one and then it says yes and a plus. I literally almost passed out. I rip open my curtains, and I literally jump in the tub and start bawling. I'm in the tub bawling, but I'm trying to be quiet because my mother's in the living room and I don't want her to hear me coming in like, are you okay? I didn't want her to bust in because I don't think I locked the door. I was just like, oh my God, this is not real. And I'm literally having a panic attack. I'm crying in the tub. Not to mention that morning I got in the shower, so the tub is still wet. And I'm just like, no, this is not, man. This is not. Like, opening and closed it. Like, I sat in my tub crying. The first thing I did was call my son's father. I'm like, babe, I'm pregnant. And he's like, no, you're probably, and I show him the test, and he's like, oh. He's like, okay. And he's at work. And I'm like, Micah, I look back on it and I'm like, why would you do that to him? Like, why would you tell him why he's at work? So I hang up the phone with him and I call my best friend and I'm like, girl, I'm pregnant. She said, Micah, stop playing. I don't have time for games. So I'm like, I'm telling you, listen to what I'm telling you. I am pregnant. I sent a video. I had to record a video. Let me see if I still find it. If I still have it, I'm going to put it. But I was like, there's no way she does not believe me. So I had to record the video and send it to her. And she said, oh my God, you're pregnant. Oh my God. I'm so happy. And I'm like, I'm not happy. I'm like, because in the midst of all this, I still got to tell my mother. I'm not one to keep big stuff. Like, I can't keep big things like that. Like, I was not going to hide that from my mother. And me growing up as a Christian and living in a Christian household for all my life, first of all, being pregnant out of wedlock is a big thing. Abortion is a big thing. I'm thinking, like, I don't know what to do or what to say. at this point. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just go ahead and tell her. I'm gonna just go ahead and tell her. So she's eating. We had like a really, really good day. Like, we had a really good day. We were out shopping. She was eating happy. She saw me. Hey, what's going on? It's like, I guess I had a look on my face. And I couldn't find the words to say I'm pregnant. So I had the test in my hands. And while she was eating, very unsanitary, but I took the test and put it on the table in front of her. And she was smiling, eating, and then her face was just like, y'all know that black mama face, like, that you serious, right? That like, you about to get punched in your face. Sitting there praying, I said, Jesus, this is not real. Like, this cannot be real. This can't be. And I'm like, mind you, I gotta go to work still. So she didn't say anything. She was just like, and kept eating. And I was just like, like, you're not gonna say nothing, you gonna hit me, you gonna curse me out, you happy, you mad, you sad, like, what's going on here? Like, the silence is worse than you yelling at me, because I'm like, what is going on in your head? She ain't say nothing. So I get up, I go in my room, and I get ready for work. She's like, come on, Micah, it's time to get ready for work. And I get up, I sit in the car, and she's like, well, now you need to eat better, because now you got a baby growing in you. You need to eat a better diet. I was like, this is what you're going to say to me right now? You're not even going to cuss me out. You're not going to yell at me. Nothing? You're just not going to say nothing? But you need to eat better? Because you got a baby growing in you? Okay. A couple days went by, and I was like, Mom, did you tell anybody? I didn't tell nobody. She was like, yeah, I told your sister. And my sister was not happy. She was not happy. Like, she ain't talked to me for a while. But in this whole experience, it taught me a lot. Like, it taught me a whole lot. It taught me who was really there for me from the beginning and who weren't there for me from the beginning. It showed snakes, showed true friends, true family members, and it was a blessing in disguise, because I'm not gonna lie, I was in a pretty good but pretty bad place mentally. So my son really, really, really saved me from a whole lot of mistakes I feel like I would have made, without him. Because once I had him, I matured. And once I went through what I went through regarding being pregnant and growing up in a Christian environment and going to church, and the crazy thing about it was that my church members, like a lot of my church members, they were not, I don't want to say happy, but they supported me. Like, there wasn't any shade. There wasn't, how people like to point fingers and treat people bad for making mistakes. And I hid my pregnancy from my church members, my family members, my like cousins and aunts and stuff. Like, the only people that knew was my baby father, my best friend, my sister, my brother-in-law, my mom, and I don't know if I said my father. He knew, but no one really knew I was pregnant until I was like 6-7 months. The reason being that I didn't feel like dealing with the judgment. I had that mentality that being pregnant and having a baby was not going to be me. Like, I was really that one person that was like, nah, I ain't never going to get pregnant. I quite honestly, I did not even think that I could have kids due to past traumatic things that happened to me. But I didn't really think that I would actually become pregnant and have a kid. Reality kicked in. Like, wow, you're pregnant and you got a whole baby like growing in you. Because as things were going bad, I'm thinking, okay, this is gonna be easy breezy. It was not. I struggled a lot mentally, physically. I was high risk and I was pregnant. All that. So is how I found out I was pregnant. Everyone has asked me, like, how did you find out? How did your mom react? That was the crazy thing. She did not really react at all. But yes, this is my story on how I found out I was pregnant. Thank you for watching my video. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And you will be seeing a lot more videos from me. And thank you for watching.